Today's math strategy video is multiplying fractions using an area model. So I know that we've already talked about using some other types of fraction bar models to add and subtract, and we've also talked about using number lines for adding and subtracting and models for just multiplying basic fractions. Today we're going to kind of focus on using a very specific area model for multiplying fractions, and it's very similar to just the area model that you use for multiplying whole numbers. So I've already got two models right here. So our very first problem is going to be 3/4 times 2/3. So I already have this divided into my 3/4, and I'm going to do 2/3 down here. Actually, let me use a different color here on the side. Let's use green. 2/3 here on the side. Okay, so I'm going to color in my 3/4. Just make sure that you put one factor up here and one factor on the side. And then my 3/4 is going to be, I've divided that right here into my fourths because 4 is my denominator. And then I'm going to shade in my 3 sections. Okay, now on the side here, I'm going to divide this way horizontally into thirds. Well, the very best that I can. And I'm going to shade in 2 parts. Okay, now, in order to interpret this, I'm first going to look at the piece that is colored in both colors, that it's shaded twice. You see how these 6 pieces right here are shaded with this purple or blue, whatever this is, and they're also shaded over with green. And that's 6 pieces. That is my numerator. Okay, now how I'm going to find my denominator is all of these pieces together now. So, and I was able to find that after I divided them into fourths and then into thirds. So my new denominator will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That is my new denominator. Okay, let's look at another example. So I've got this one. Let's see, let's do blue. So I have 3/8, and I'm going to shade in 3/8. Actually, let's make sure it's 8s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, it's 9. So I've got 3/9. Sorry. 3/9, and then I am going to multiply that by, let's see, 1/6. So then I'm going to need to divide this into 6. And then I'm going to shade in 1/6. Okay. Now, remember, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to look at what has been shaded in twice, which is 3. And now I'm going to count my denominator has to be the whole, all of this together. So like every one of my little blocks that I have here. So I'm going to count across. I'm going to do this like an array. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So a 9 by 6 is 54. So my new fraction is 3/54, and that would be 1/6 times 3/9, 3/54. So perfect. Let's look at another example. So now we're going to look at one a little bit more difficult. So I want to show you one where you're multiplying and you have a number, multiplying by a number greater than 1. So remember we talked about when we multiply a fraction by another fraction that we will get something smaller. So now we're going to multiply a fraction by a number that is greater than 1. So I think we're going to look at 3/4 times 11/6. So here I already have this divided into fourths, and then I'm going to color these in. I'm going to color in 1/4, 2/4, and then 3/4. Okay. All right, that looks good enough. So now what I'm going to do is this right here is going to be a little tricky to show. So we have to really think about this. This is 11 sets of 1/6. So it looks like this, 11 times 1/6. You have 11 sets of 1/6. So I can't just divide this into 6 sections across because I won't have enough. I need 11 of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide it into, so I like to think about a number that is a multiple of 6. I have 6, 12, and then what, 18? So I'm going to use 12 because that's the closest to 11. So I'm going to divide this into 12 sections going, and you know what, this might be a better way to do it. I'm going to add a line going across. And then I'm going to duplicate it. If I can grab these. Okay, this should be one set of 6. Let's make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Now I'm going to move this down here. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. Going to duplicate this. So now I'm going to count, make sure I have 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, perfect. So I don't need this line. So now what I'm going to do is, now that I've got, so that just looks so much better, I feel like. I'm going to shade in 11 of these going across. So this would be 11/6. Oh, let me put my 3/4 at the top. 3/4 times 11/6. So I'm going to shade in 11 of these. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It goes up to here. So I've got to shade in. All of this. Okay, so let's talk about a couple of things. So obviously 11/6 is more than one whole. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If this right here, from here down, is one whole. So let me erase these over here. This is one whole. And then this is another whole, but not all of it is shaded in. We still have this one little section right here that is not shaded. So we have one hole that's shaded here, and then we have parts shaded up here. So once again, I'm going to do that same kind of thing that I did. I'm going to look for what has been shaded twice. So the first thing is I'm going to look at this hole right here. So I do have this and this, ooh, I didn't really mean to do that, but you see it's right here. I have these pieces that are shaded twice. So this is 1, 2, 3. You can tell I got one row here, one row, and then one row here. So that gives me 3 rows of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 3 rows of 11, so 33 pieces. And I can go through and count each one individually, but I should have 33 that are shaded with the red and the orange. Now, I need to look at my denominator, but my denominator is not going to be all these pieces. It's just going to be how many pieces make up one whole. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 6, so that's 24. So 3/4 times 11/6 will give me 33 over 24. And this kind of makes sense because I'm multiplying by 11 over 6, which 11 over 11/6 is going to equal 1 and, what is that, 5/6? 1 and 5/6. And 33 over 24, that's more than one whole. So this answer does make sense. So also 3/4 times 11. 3 times 11 is 33, and 4 times 6 is 24. So I can check it that way too. So 33 over 24 equals 1 and, what is that, 7/24? 1 and 7/24. So I would have one whole. If I moved these sections down here, I would have one whole and then 7 and, oh, sorry, it's not 7. Subtracted wrong. Let's see. 33 minus 24. 24 to 30 is 6. It's 9. 9/24. About made a really big mistake right there. 1 and 9 over 24. So I would have 9 pieces that would be not shaded twice here. So that is the end of today's math strategy video.